Hey everyone, welcome. So I told you guys I was going to make a video about my book I wrote, and so this is that. My name's Bryan, and I wrote a book. The book's called The Chooser, and today I'm going to read it with you guys, as well as show you the pages and the illustrations as we read. Let's begin. The Chooser. The dedication is to Lillian, a world weaver, dreamer, and guide, who taught me to breathe life into the unseen, to wander through realms I never knew I could create. To Laura, a mirror of grace and wisdom, you've shown me that the world holds me in ways kinder and brighter than I hold myself. You taught me that my gifts are meant to shine. And of course to my mom, my first teacher, my forever compass, you showed me that growth is endless, that learning is a lifelong journey, and that I am worthy of love simply for being me. This world, this story, and this heart owe so much to you. Act 1. The City That Forgot to Choose. In a place called Imperium Heights, the city never slept. Its towers stretched tall into the clouds, reaching fingers trying to grab the stars, but catching only empty air. Bright, buzzing lights danced on every corner. Paintings, the streets below, in flashing reds, blues, and yellows. The people walked with heads bent low, not in sadness or prayers, but as if pulled by invisible strings. They didn't talk to each other. They didn't choose. They only stared at glowing screens, their eyes full of nothing. Why didn't they choose? Because of the demons of thought control. These demons weren't like the ones in scary bedtime stories. They didn't have horns or sharp teeth. Instead, they wore neat suits and wide, friendly smiles. One demon, Edemius, whispered from school desks, teaching the children facts and stealing their questions. Another, Politor, grinned from posters and signs making promises that no one believed but everyone followed. And the most cunning of them all, Anthralis, glittered on every screen, keeping minds busy and hearts quiet. Above all, someone watched, the Creator, a being of light who had made the city long ago. One quiet night, a man named Lucian had a vision. This was strange because visions were rare in Imperium Heights, and Lucian was not the sort of man who expected big things. In his vision, he saw a figure shining brighter than the sun, sitting in a vast, endless darkness. The Creator spoke with a voice that was both gentle and powerful. Lucian, Imperium Heights has forgotten how to think, how to hope, how to choose. The people have traded their hearts for comfort and their minds for silence. The demons have turned them into puppets. I will cleanse this city unless you can find 10 who still think freely. When Lucian woke, his heart thumped like a drum. He wasn't a hero. He didn't even know if he was the one of the 10. There's something deep inside him, maybe a spark of courage or a tiny seed of hope, made him step out into the streets. And so, Lucian began to search. Act 2. Meeting the Demons. Lucian's search for the choosers. Lucian's first stop was the big, bright university, a place where ideas should have sparkled like stars. But instead, the halls buzzed with the hum of memorized answers, and the students moved like wind-up toys. In one room, a professor waved his hands at a big, colorful chart. The students nodded all the same time, as if invisible strings pulled their heads. Lucian leaned towards the girl scribbling in her notebook. "Why do you nod?" he asked softly. The girl jumped. Her name was Claire, and her eyes darted around nervously. "I'm writing what I really think," she she whispered, her voice as quiet as a secret. Not what they tell us to think, but I'm scared to say it out loud. So Lucian's face lit up with a smile. That little bit of fear means you still choose for yourself. Come with me, Claire. Claire hesitated, then stood, her notebook clutched tightly to her chest. Next, Lucian went to the tall tower capital, where important decisions were made, or so people thought. The shadow of Bolter, the sly demon, loomed over every corner, twisting voices into chants and faces into masks. And then Lucian spotted a man who finished sweeping the floor. He wasn't chanting, though. He was reading an old, crinkly piece of paper, its edges soft with time, whispering stories from a world that had long since drifted away. Lucian asked, "Why read that?" The man named Henry chuckled. "Because it's not today's paper. Yesterday's news inspired change. Helps me see what's true." Lucian nodded thoughtfully. "You notice the strings they pull to control us. Come with me, Henry." Henry tucked the parchment under his arm, leaned his broom against the wall, and followed Lucian. Finally, Lucian went to the shining city square, where enormous screens flashed pictures and shouted words, filling the air with noise and light. People stood below, their faces pale in the glow, their eyes glued to the images like moths to the flame. Down a little alley, a cozy bookstore that smelled of old paper, Lucian met Maria. She was dusting the shelves, her face calm and kind. "Why don't the screens reach here?" Lucian asked. Maria smiled. "Because I stopped watching them years ago. Books remind me how to think and feel, not just follow." Lucian's heart swelled. "You still know how to feel deeply. Come with me, Maria." Maria tucked the book under her arm, locked her shop door, and joined Lucian's little group. Lucian now had 3, Claire, Henry, and Maria. Together they stepped back into the city's buzzing streets, ready to search for more choosers. Act 3, the final count. The 10th chooser. Lucian searched day and night. He found a street artist painting big, bold pictures on empty walls, colors flashing like hope. He found a scientist who refused to write down answers that weren't true. He even found a farmer growing green leafy plants that the city had forgotten it needed. By the time the stars blinked in the smoggy sky again, Lucian had 9 choosers, but 9 wasn't enough. Tired and heavy-hearted, Lucian sat alone on the wide steps of a silent cathedral. Once, this place had echoed with prayers, but now it stood as still as a forgotten storybook. Lucian didn't speak. He just looked at the smoky sky and sent out a wish, a quiet hope from the bottom of his heart. That was when the scruffy old man shuffled towards him, his coat patched with bits of cloth and stories untold. The man sat beside him, his eyes twinkling like tiny stars. "Why the long face?" the man asked. Lucian told him everything. The demons, the creator, the 9 choosers he had found. The man chuckled, a sound like crinkling leaves. "Don't you see? You've already found the 10th. Lucian blinked. "Who?" The man smiled. "You." He simply said, "You've been fighting that demon your whole life. That's why the creator chose you." As Lucian stared, something magical happened. The man stood taller, brighter. For just a moment, Lucian thought he saw wings, golden and glowing, before the man vanished like the morning mist. Act 4, the creator's visit. Lucian returned with the 10 choosers. In the very heart of the city, where the lights buzzed and the streets never slept, the air shimmered like sunlight on water, the creator appeared, not far away in a vision, but here, right in front of them. "You have shown me that free will still shines, even in the darkest places," the creator said, their voice warm and bright. Imperium Imperium Heights will be spared, but the demons won't stop trying. Now it's your turn to awaken the others. And as the creator's light spread, something incredible began to happen. The giant screens flickered, their pictures fading away. The loud slogans grew quiet. The books on dusty shelves started to whisper new questions. Lucian and his choosers became guides. They taught people to think for themselves, to wonder, to hope, to choose. Because even when it seems lost, free will is a light that can always be found again. And so, Imperium Heights began to choose once more. Thank you guys all for joining me in my self-published book, The Chooser, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to post, comment, do all that liking stuff. Alright guys, peace out.